Programming made possible by the Lawrenceburg-Anderson County Tourism Commission, celebrating our spirits. The Georgetown-Scott County Tourism Commission. Georgetown, Kentucky, pure small-town charm. And West Banco. Thank you for your support.
This is a pretty fantastic spot you got set up out here. Where are we at? What's going on?
This is Lover's Leap, Vineyard Winery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
There's a story behind that name, I assume.
Yep. This place was named from the original owner. It's a cliff that's overlooking the Kentucky River about a quarter mile away. So, I mean, it's the same story. An Indian girl takes a leap after finding out her lover passed away, so wanted to join them.
But hey, we're not talking about sadness. This is a place of celebration
that's right.
and wine,
yeah,
right? We've got some tiny grapes here starting to form. What's growing here and how much of it's growing? This is a pretty expansive vineyard you got.
Yeah, we're one of the largest producers in Kentucky. We have a lot of different varietals out here, which makes us pretty unique. This one is an American plant called Norton. We've probably got more of that planted than most of the other vineyards in Kentucky too. You have to pay attention to it. The pruning portion of the job is critical, so you got to get finished with it in time. You don't want to leave too many buds or on the vines to give them, because you'll have to go back through and you have to prune back with overgrowth. So you want to be protected just in case you get those late frosts, but it's a guess. And a lot of times Mother Nature throws you a curveball at the end, and we've had those years where we've had to overcome that stuff.
So you want to go inside and check out how these things all, once they're grown to full capacity, what happens to them?
Yeah, this is where the work is, and you get to taste the benefits and rewards. So
let's go check it out.
Come on in.
Brian number 2, right?
Right.
2 Brians out here. That's a lot of Brians. But you're the Brian that's in charge of making the vino, right?
Correct. I lead the winemaking team. We work together as a team.
So right now we're standing in a place where I assume some of that process has happened. We've got our little baby grapes out there now that have grown into big adults, jumped in a big wooden barrel with your team, stomped them all into juice, and now you've poured them into these giant fancy containers. Tell me how this process works.
Well, we don't stomp. We use a bladder press, nice and clean. So for whites, we press right away and bring the juice into here and let it cold soak for a little while, and then we'll start the fermentation. Reds we'll just crush, put in the fermenter, and pitch the yeast and start the fermentation there. The other things that are done in here are cold stabilization. Like this tank here is cold stabilizing the wine. We're dropping tartaric acid out of the wine to a certain temperature so that a customer could refrigerate that wine and it not drop crystals in the bottle.
What are the challenges that you see that you have to deal with as far as the juice and processing and creating it at that point?
Protecting the juice from oxygen. So we're actively trying to keep the juice from degrading in quality due to oxygen exposure.
Now you want a wine to breathe though, right?
Yeah, most wines benefit from breathing.
But if it breathes too much, if it's open for too long, that's where you get...
It starts to degrade.
Yeah, it'll degrade. So when you open a bottle of wine, it's important to drink it all really quickly. That said, maybe we should go open a bottle of wine.
Sounds good to me.
Let's go check it out.
Okay, let's go.
Fantastic. This is the place to be. This would be the tasting room, I assume, at Lover's Leap. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you? Welcome.
So, I've been to a couple of wineries in my life and done some tastings, and they always have like a certain process, a certain order in the way that they let you taste their wines. Tell me about what yours is here at Lover's Leap, and why is there a specific process for how you taste wines as far as the different varieties?
Well, the way we do it here, we definitely want to start whites before you go reds. You want to start high on the list before you go down the list. That is done because of the way the wine sets up in your mouth. or the sweet level of it. So we want you to ease in or ease out. We'll start with your dry.
Okay.
And we'll work you into your sweet. Once we have you sweet, we'll keep you there, and then we'll work you back out. It's your tasting. We'll take you on your journey on how you want to go. But if you want to step outside your box, we'll be more than welcome to send you outside of it.
And do you make fun of people when they do that a lot?
No, because we make all kinds of wine, and there's all kinds of drinkers. So if you're, depending on where you are on the tasting ladder, we will make sure that there's a rung for you.
Programming made possible by the Lawrenceburg-Anderson County Tourism Commission, celebrating our spirits. The Georgetown-Scott County Tourism Commission, Georgetown, Kentucky, pure small-town charm. And West Banco. Thank you for your support.